Poetry Center, bringing poetry to Paterson since 1980 at Passaic County Community College.
Okay, welcome everybody. I'm Susan Amsterdam, the coordinator of the Theater and Poetry Project, and we bring poets into the classrooms, and you'll meet one of those poets soon, to conduct poetry writing workshops and to run this poetry contest. And tonight you'll see the results. Creativity is flourishing in Paterson. And we are so proud of all of the talented students on the stage, in the theater sitting down, and the teachers and the families who encouraged all of these students. But two things before we start. First, you can buy extra copies of the anthology for only $1 a copy, and they're out on the desk where you came in, so you can get one afterwards if you like. And second, please come to the reception in the cafeteria when the award ceremony is over. And to get there, please leave by the rear exit of the theater, and somebody from our staff will direct you to how to get there. And in the cafeteria, there's a very special, like a VIP room called the Paterson Room, and that's where the reception is taking place. And now, let me tell you how we're going to work tonight's program. The first and second prize poets who are sitting on the stage will read their poems, and then the honorable mention poets will come up to receive their awards, their certificates. And everybody, those of you who are seated here, I see there are a lot of absentees, I don't know why, but you'll come up one at a time in the exact order that you're seated. And there will be people on each side telling you when to stand and how to go up. And you'll see that you have a card on the seat arm next to you with your name. Please take that name card with you, and please give it to Maria Gillen, who's the executive director of the Cultural Affairs Department, and she's going to be standing at the podium there. And she will announce your name. And then you'll walk across here. I will give you your certificate. And families, please feel free to take pictures. It's perfectly okay to come right up front and take a picture during the whole program. You don't have to wait till it's over, although we will do some group pictures too afterwards if you like. And I think that we will begin with some opening welcome from Maria Mazziotti Gillen, who's the executive director of the Poetry Center and the Passaic County Cultural and Heritage Council and the Cultural Affairs Department. So let's say hello to Maria.
Before I say anything, I want to thank Susan Amsterdam, who's done such an amazing job in pulling this program together every year for 20 years at least.
More than that.
So let's give her a round of applause.
Well, thank you.
And I also want to thank Smita Desai, who is my secretary, and God, my brain is going. Susan Lembo-Balick, who is the manager of Cultural Affairs, and I see that Nicholas Rodriguez is here, and he's assistant director of the Passaic County Cultural and Heritage Council, and we have volunteers who are helping us as well with the programs. You know, no program like this.
Maria, excuse me, and Jane Haw.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jane. I forgot you, my dear. I didn't mean to. Just a little spacey tonight. Jane Hall is our gallery curator. She does all the art exhibits here at the college. And some of you may have come to the Hamilton Club for art tours that Jane leads of the are in the Hamilton Club and also of the Federici collection. So I'm very fortunate to have such a wonderful staff and such a wonderful group of volunteers assisting in putting a program like this together. More importantly, I think I want to say how pleased I always am with this program. I started in 1986. It's a long time. You know, when I look back, 1986 seems 2,000 years ago. But what's wonderful is to see generations of young people coming through, the wonderful poems they write, the beautiful anthologies that we're able to produce with these poems. And I love to see the parents and grandparents and guardians here proud of their children, proud of the work that they do, the poems that they've written, and that they're being honored in this way. I think too often there are so many negative things people can say about young people, and I say we only have to look around this theater tonight to know just how amazing the young people of Paterson are and how amazing the teachers are who help them, how amazing the parents and grandparents and other relatives are who come here to support their children. When I see these children coming in all dressed up and so amazingly ready to read their poems or to collect their awards, it makes me feel exuberantly happy. And I feel that this is the future, that these children, we don't know what will happen with them, where they will go. I hope tonight will be a very strong memory in their minds, and a memory that will stay with them for many years, a memory that will be a warm memory, and that for parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles and cousins who are here today, that it will also be a warm memory of their children receiving an honor that was important to them and is important to the people who love them. Anyway, I want to thank also the teachers who've made it their business to come here tonight, the librarians and all the other people from the school system who come here to support these young people. We really should be so proud of them. I am, and they're not mine, they're not literally mine, but in many ways I feel that they are mine and that I carry them with me wherever I go, as I know you do. Let's give a round of applause for these children. And I'm going to invite, are you inviting Dennis up? Okay,
Well,
I take over, sorry.
No, that's okay. On the program, it said that Dr. Steve Rose was going to speak, but unfortunately he had a conflict, but he asked me to say, to welcome all of you in his name. And before we go on with having Mr. Dennis Rogendoui come up to say hello, I want to just tell you that we do have press coverage. Each year I somehow don't tell you this from the stage, but we have Ed Rumley from the Paterson Press who is covering this tonight. And in addition to the online paper, this, if I'm not mistaken, goes into the Star Ledger. Is that correct?
No, the Herald.
PatersonPress.com and NorthJersey.com. It's definitely there. Sometimes the Herald News and the Star Ledger, but it depends on, I guess, what other breaking news they have. But this is always covered, so you should be very pleased to know that, and I hope you will all read the article when it comes out. And now I'd like to introduce Mr. Dennis Rogendoui, with whom I've been working for years. He's the Director of Instructional Technology and Library Media Services of the Paterson Public Schools. And he's totally invaluable as far as our programming.
Thank you, Sue. Yes, I've been doing this for around 10 years. And it's been great working with Susan and Maria, and we really appreciate the two of you. And Dr. Rose, this is the first time he's missed this event since I've been coming. He comes every year, so I'm sure it was an important reason why he couldn't be here. He's the president of the Passaic County Community College. Do you know we even have two poets, and I've seen them in action. I saw Charles Johnson. He's somewhere in the building. He visits the classrooms. Laura Boss and other poets come, and they model for the children how to write poems. And they're published poets and authors. So they set good examples for our children. I used to be, around 10 years ago, a language arts supervisor. And I once went to a workshop, and there was a professional named Nancy Atwell. And somebody asked her, Nancy, if somebody came into your school, and she taught middle school in New Hampshire, and took everything away in the writing, what would you want to keep? What do you think she said? Poetry. She said, I would keep poetry. That's the most important thing. Why? She said, first of all, it teaches really good writing, critical reading. Okay, when you read the poems, you'll see that there's going to be some real heavy, thoughtful stuff there. They'll be the kind of adults that they want to be. They'll make the kind of world we want to inhabit, and they'll grow to be healthy and whole. So let's help all the young people here keep this habit of writing and reading poetry. Thank you.
And our last person to come up and say hello to you will be one of the poets who comes into the schools every month, and her name is Laura Boss. She has written books of poetry that have been published and are sold, and not only is she a well-known poet, but one of the most wonderful things she does is come and work with the students in Paterson on a monthly basis. Laura?
So I think that thank yous have been given, but one more time for Susan Amsterdam and Maria Mazzaria-Gillen and Dennis Rogendoy and the teachers and the family. Anyway, I want to speak to the students tonight and to say congratulations. I was lucky enough to be judge, and there were thousands and thousands of poems. So if you're here tonight, you are a literary star wherever you're sitting. And I think that we say in poetry, we write best about what we feel strongly about. And I am so sure that in 20 years, every single one of you will remember tonight. And I hope it's just the start of many, many nights, special nights when you are recognized, not just for poetry, but for all kinds of literary and all kinds of work that you do. You are the young stars of Paterson, and we're counting on you. So congratulations to you and your parents and your teachers. Thank you.
And now what we've really been waiting for is to honor our poets. And what we're going to do is begin with our first prize winning poets, and they will come up one at a time. They will give the card with that was on the seat with their name on it to Maria, who will read their name out loud. Then the poets will read their poem to you. Return to the seat, the next one, and then we'll do it with the second prize winners. And then all of you will come up one at a time and get your honorable mention certificates. And the prize winners on the stage will receive their certificate, and they will also receive their prize of a check. So first they'll go to Maria, then, let's see, and we will start. As usual, we start with our very bravest, youngest students, and we have
Savannah. Let me have that. Thank you, darling. This is Savannah Turner, grade 1, Miss Camacho, school number 27.
My frozen surprise. I walk in the door and my friends yell surprise. I give them a hug. There's loud music and a big frozen cake. It's lemon with pink icing, strawberry inside. I let it sit in my mouth and enjoy every bite. There's also face painting. I get Elsa because I like the blue on her dress. We pin the nose on Olaf. Do it gently so the stick-it doesn't rip. The winner gets a Frozen paint set. We play a lot. My friends and my cousins. I don't get to see them much. I love when we're together because my Frozen surprise makes me feel warm all over.
Hooray. Wait, go get your... Benjamin Betancourt, grade 4, Miss McCaffrey, Renaissance 1. No, here, this is the part. Fix for him. Sorry, sweetheart. We're going to get it. Speak into that. Okay?
The world is. The world is peace. The world isn't war. The world is heat. The world is frost. The mountains are tall and the hills are low. The cities are huge and the world is enormous. There is no reason to let the earth go. The world is home and it means everything.
No, Benjamin, over there. Go get your, Benjamin, go get your award, okay. Okay.
And the next young lady, please go up to Maria.
I see someone who looks very beautiful. Okay, Razam Tadmuri, grade 4, Miss Friedman, CJR 9. Get close to the microphone.
And before you begin, let me remind families, if you want to come forward and take photographs at any time, please do.
Mother, dear mother, you are my angel. You are my love forever. And your hands are my swing, and I will always stay a little girl in your eyes forever. Days, months, and years pass by, but you'll always stay my favorite flowers, which I'm lost in the sense of smell. When I lay my head on your chest, your heart beats boom, boom, and boom to my favorite melody when I'm sad, happy, or angry. You're my kiss and love. Your eyes are always watching me no matter how far I am away. Mom, always remember that I love you as trees love water and sunshine, as a fish loves the ocean to stay alive.
Tremendous, honey. I love the bowing. Okay. Thank you. What a pretty dress somebody has on. Dana Dudanoff, grade 5, Mrs. Kelly, school number 27.
Crunchy love. My grandma and I were baking a batch of cookies, but then, crack, her spine had started to hurt. I yearned for help and screamed. My mom heard me and came running. We managed to get her into the car. I tried to calm my grandma down as we sped to the hospital. We were driving so fast. I was scared. I was crying. My tears were coming down my face like a waterfall. We got to the hospital. The sign emergency. I took her inside and waited. I peered out the window as my mom parked the car. She came in. My grandma's name was called. She didn't come home with us. The car felt empty. At home, I was lost. I found Grandma's recipes for cookies. The cookies and my grandma were one. I took some sugar, cinnamon, eggs, and flour, and all of the other ingredients. I felt I had to make my grandma's cookies. I made them in the shape of hearts to represent our love. When the cookies in the oven, I saw them rise up slowly. Ding! The cookies were finished. My mom took the cookie pan out of the oven. I couldn't wait. I ate them. They were perfect. I put them into a basket with a note. The next day we visited my grandma. I tried not to cry. It turned out that she was seriously injured. As we entered the room, I held out a basket. She took the basket. She smiled and gave me a big, loving hug. Grandma handed my mom and I 2 cookies. Crunch, crunch, crunch. I felt like everything was going to be all right. The cookies, my grandma, my mom, and me all crunched together in a basket of cinnamon, sugar, and love.
Cheyenne Williams, grade 7, Mrs. Cox, Norman S. Weir School.
How do you see me? How do you see me? As weak because I'm not normal? How do you see me? As unimportant? Is that what you see? Bruises, hurtful comments. When will it stop? Will it ever stop? They say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt. But people lie. Streaming tears, sleepless nights. Am I bothering you somehow by just standing here? How do you see me? As puny? Well, I'm not. My emotions are not a game to be toyed with. I'm not a puppet to be played with. So how do you really see me? Because when I see you, I see anger and despair, bottled up inside, ready to blow. Blow up on me.
Jabril Felder, grade 11, Mrs. Reed, CAHTS, I don't know what that means, at Eastside High School. Cats?
Yeah.
Okay, Cats at Eastside High School.
Father to son. Well, son, let me tell you, life is in the ocean. You can drown as the pressure of the water can sometimes pull you down or get eaten by a hungry great white shark at any time or anywhere, in the dark corners of the ocean that seem to swallow you. You have your different types of sharks and fish. You have your piranhas that will eat you alive and your goldfish that adds a little gold spark into your life. But they all have one goal, and that is to survive in the ocean. The ocean is deep and full of dangerous sea animals such as moral eel, great white shark, and white-spotted surgeonfish that will do anything to eat. But keep swimming. There are plenty of fish in the sea to help you along, and sometimes, just sometimes, you can come up for air to get away from the pressure of the deep ocean.
Quasham Muhammad, grade 11, Mr. Walter S. Soit at Eastside High School. Is that right? You can say it correctly. S-O-I-T. How do you...
you said it right.
Oh, Soit, okay.
Thank you. Black lives matter. Black lives being lost. Black lives being slaughtered. And I'm just screaming, Black lives matter. Black hoodie and Skittles, Trayvon Martin. Choked on the street, Eric Gardner. But don't run, young brother, Michael Brown. And I'm just screaming, Black lives matter. Hands up, don't shoot. Can we save our youth? Riots and protests, Freddie Gray. And I'm just screaming, Black lives matter. Police brutality, killing first mentality, Ferguson, Missouri. Life lost in police custody, Sandra Bland. And I'm just screaming, Black lives matter. Young boy, broken dreams, Tamir Rice. Pool party disaster, McKinney, Texas. And I'm just screaming, Black lives matter. Some will say, well, all lives matter, which is true. But I want to know, do Black lives matter to you? So I'm still screaming, Black Lives Matter. Thank you.
Yay!
And those were our first prize winners, and now we'll start with our second prize winners.
Okay. Angelo Echevarria, grade 1, Mrs. Camacho, school 27. Susan, could you pull that down?
I play with cars. I play cars by myself in my brother's room. They are his. I don't sneak in. He lets me play. He's talking to his friends on the headphones, screaming and shouting. I get annoyed because he's screaming too much. I don't leave because I love his cars. I like it, the Bugatti. It's expensive, it's shiny, and metallic silver. You can customize the bumper. It's time for dinner. My brother and I go to the kitchen. Next time I play with Milo cars. Maybe he will play with me, so he won't scream.
Excellent, honey. Go ahead, Dolly. Over there. You don't have a card? You sure there's not a name on here? Okay. Kimor Luars, grade 2, Mrs. Pompersy, Mrs. Tara Larico, school 29.
My pillow makes me happy. It is so soft and comfy, it always brings me peace. It's my favorite color, pink. It smells nice and clean. When I fall asleep, my pillow brings me sweet dreams. Once I was walking in Candy, and once my pillow brought me back home to Jamaica. Somehow, maybe it knew I missed my home. My pillow brought me back to my happy place, my home.
Don't lose your money. Okay, Dolly. Thank you. Jaden Brackett, grade 4, Miss McCaffrey, Renaissance 1.
Time matters in life. When to leave, when to switch routines. But most importantly, you don't have all the time in the world. So be careful how you use your time. It may surprise you how quickly it passes. You don't have all the time in the world, so make it count.
Fahim, go up.
Fahim Hanan, grade 5, Miss Cordero, school number 27.
Expectations. Expectations come from everyone around you. Everyone wants you to be at your best. You can think of expectations as goals, but that's how people look at you. When you see a guy jogging, you think he's probably healthy. That's what you expect because this is what you see. Sometimes I think of how bad expectations are. Sometimes they're as bad as having a cold on your birthday. But expectations come from everyone. The most precious expectations come from my parents. Everyone knows parents love you more than they love themselves. But this is where expectations get hard. Now they expect straight A's and responsibility fit for a grown man. What about when I'm older? Will they expect paychecks for the whole family? Will they expect college diploma from Harvard? Worrying about expectations is horrible. I get scared and worried. Making my parents proud is what is most important. Expectations are probably always in the back of their mind, but in the front is the present, not worrying about the future. I might move some thoughts around because the present is what matters.
Very good, Diane. Matthew Renaga, grade 5, Mrs. Kelly, school number 27.
When I was little, I had a nice, calm life until my parents got divorced. I was sad and confused. I learned to live with it, but my heart was still broken until the day Martin came into our lives. He married my mom. He took the pain away. He made me feel protected. He's also very tall, almost like a tree. He only cares about us. He works so much for us. That's why I love him. I feel that now he's my real dad. He took the pain away from my heart. We bought a new house. It's truly a home. Martin, the man who saved my life.
Juan Gutierrez, grade 8, Mr. Miranda, CJR 9.
Thank you very much. Pounding and expressing my fingers on your cool, damp, dry keys. Your language speaks to me like a foreign, hidden language. Your notes are more than medicine and sweeter than any other instrument known to humankind. You and I date back when I first attempted to play you, but failed. Every time I sit on that wooden bench, I smell the unique mahogany wood, freshly sanded from the trunk. I raise your cover to commence our conversation and play you softly, tenderly, in a way that you motivate me. As I express my emotions, you are that friend who understands my feelings and expresses with your sweet melodic tunes what with words I'm not apt. The cold, hard familiar feel of your ivory keys, and how well they alleviate my thoughts. How many times did you save me from my harsh acts with your sweet tune? Oh, my beloved piano.
Aya Chaka?
Cha-cha.
How do you say it?
Cha-cha.
Shaka? Aya Shaka?
Cha-cha.
Grade 10. All right,
Cha-cha.
say it again. You say it, I'm deaf. All right, darling?
Cha-cha.
All right, grade 10, Mr. Miara, Kennedy High School Act Academy.
Is this a trend? She puts on eyeliner. She uses a lip plump to make her lips bigger, applying lipstick to make them seem fuller. She puts on foundation to hide her acne. She applies mascara on her lashes to make them look fuller. Puts on fake lashes to make them seem longer. Draws her eyebrows because fleek eyebrows are a new trend. She puts on blush to make her seem sweet. She wears a corset under her clothes to make her seem skinnier. Everything she does is for reputation. That's not who she really is. Social media changed her, saying a perfect body is skinny and a beautiful face wears makeup. Social media has made her think perfect is not who she is.
And now it's time to award the honorable mention certificates to those winners who are seated in the theater. Now, we'll start with the very first row of students. If you will take the card that's on the armrest next to you with your name on it, and you stand up, and then you will walk this way. Give the card to Maria. She will read your name out loud. And then you'll come to me. I will give you your certificate. And don't go running off because your family or friends or whoever's here with you might want to be taking your picture.
You, Jane?
So do it slowly.
Don't they come toward you? over here and give me the card. Here, give it to me, sweetie. All right. Emmanuel Cuevas, grade 1. Miss Bausch, Renaissance 1. Now go to Susan over there, sweetheart. This way, darling. Okay, wait a second. Callie Sutton, grade 1. Miss Camacho, school number 27. Beautiful you are. Nusrat Azra, grade 2. Mrs. Ketcher, school 27. Anastasia Coelho, grade 2, Mrs. Ludlam, school 27. Hi, sweetie. Luis Guevra, grade 2, Miss Propers, Miss Tallarico, school number 29. Oh, Guevara? Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. Luis Guevara.
Not in order. Your name is? And what grade?
Okay, wait a minute. Wait a second, honey. Let her get him.
Something's not in order here. I have it. Okay, if we wait one moment, I'm just
Trying to find it, right?
Trying to
Just
find
wait a
it.
second, honey. You're okay,
Here we
aren't
go.
you? You look very, very pretty. sweetie. All right, Sadia Hossein, grade 2, Miss Propers, Miss Tallarico, school number 29. Go ahead, Susan. There's another pretty little girl. Okay. Samantha Islam, grade 2, Mrs. Keshner, school number 27. Go to Susan. Look at her. Abigail Torres, grade 2, Miss Propers, Propersi, Miss Tallarico, school number 29. Okay, Ariana Hilton, grade 3, Mrs. DeLore, Renaissance 1. Congratulations here. Oh, how pretty is that, Jonisha Bishop, grade 5, Mrs. Kelly, school number 27.
That was Janisha?
Just wait a second, she's having trouble finding it. Okay. Ivan Malav, grade 5, Malave? Ivan Malave, grade 5, Mrs. Kelly, school number 27. Gabriela Molina, grade 5, Mrs. Garner, Renaissance 1.
Congratulations.
Kyla Cleve Simmons, grade 5, Mrs. Garner, Renaissance 1. So cute. What a pretty girl. Bianca Toledo, grade 5, Mrs. Kelly, school number 27.
Taking your picture. Stop.
Hope I do this right. Tasneem Abdullahs. Say it again, honey. Abdulazi. Oh, that's much prettier when you say it. Abdulazi, grade 6, isn't it? It's much prettier when she says it than when I say it. Grade 6, Mrs. Matthews, school 28, Academy for Gifted and Talented. Hi, cute. Angela Alvarez, grade 6, Mrs. Matthews, School Number 28, Academy for Gifted and Talented. Camille Bryant, Grade 6, Mrs. Cox, Norman S. Weir School. Isabella Castaneda, Grade 6, Mrs. Cox, Norman S. Weir School. Keeman Rutherford Holmes, Grade 6, Mrs. Matthews, School Number 28, Academy for Gifted and Talented. Lydia Elizabeth Hardy, Grade 7, Mrs. Cox, Norman S. Weir School. Oh, honey, say your name for me. Mohammed. Say it again. Abdulaziz. Ab with a B?
Basically, you read my sister's name. Abdulaziz.
Abdulaziz. I did it right, I think. Did I? Well, almost. Grade 8, Mr. Chechery, School 28, Academy for Gifted and Talented. Jacoby D. Waker, Grade 8, Mrs. Cox, Norman S. Weir School. Namir Napolitano, Grade 10, Mr. Campbell, Soit at Eastside High School. Marquise Samuels, Grade 10, Mr. Campbell, Soit at Eastside High School. Tiana Francis, Grade 11, Miss Paltzer, Eastside High School, GOPA. Thank you.
Sorry.
Destiny Marrero, Grade 11, Mrs. Paltzer, Eastside High School, GOPA.
Wait, we'll get there.
Just wait a second, honey. Let her get those so that there's not a backed up line. Oh. You're very cute. Just wait a minute. I know it's awkward to stand there, but it's better than being stuck in the end of a line. Okay, now we're almost ready. Pamela Smith, Grade 11, Mrs. Reed, CAHTS, Cats, at Eastside High School. Sorry.
Are you doing that? There we go. Congratulations. Is that it? We seem to have a lot of absentees. Well, I think we should have a round of applause for everybody who participated. And that round of applause also is for the teachers and the librarians and the families and the friends, everybody who was so instrumental in bringing forth the creativity in these wonderful kids. And now we'll